But now, in this valley of humiliation, poor Christian was grievously challenged. He had gone but a little way, before he spotted a foul fiend coming over the field to contend with him. His name was Apollyon. Then Christian began to be afraid, and to deliberate whether to go back or to stand his ground. But he again reasoned that he had no armor for his back. He therefore thought that to turn his back to Apollyon might give the fiend the greater advantage to easily pierce him with his darts. Therefore Christian resolved to stand his ground, for he thought, had I no more in my mind than the saving of my life, it would be the best way to stand. So he went on, and Apollyon met him. Now the monster was hideous to behold. He was clothed with scales like a fish, he had wings like a dragon, feet like a bear, out of his belly came fire and smoke, and his mouth was like the mouth of a lion. When he had come up to Christian, he looked upon him with an arrogant stare, and thus began to dispute with him. Apollyon, where have you come from, and where are you going? Christian, I have come from the city of destruction, which is the place of all evil, and am going to the celestial city. Apollyon, by this I perceive that you are one of my subjects, for all that country is mine, and I am the prince of it. How is it, then, that you have run away from your monarch? Were it not that I hope you would return to my service, I would strike you down with one blow, to the ground. Christian, I was born, indeed, in your dominions, but your service was hard, and your wages were such as a man could not live on, for the wages of sin is death. Apollyon, there is no prince who will thus lightly lose his subjects, nor will I lose you. But since you complain of your service and wages, be content to come back, and the best that our country can afford, I promise to give you. Christian, but I have pledged myself to another, even to the king of princes, so how can I, with fairness, go back with you? Apollyon, you have gone from bad to worse. It is common for those who have professed themselves to be his servants, after a while to give him the slip, and return again to me. If you do so also, then all shall be well for you. Christian, I have sworn my allegiance to him. How, then, can I go back, and not be hanged as a traitor? Apollyon, you did the same to me, and yet I am willing to overlook that, if now you will yet turn again and come back. Christian, what I promised to you was from my youthful foolishness. Besides, the king under whose banner I now stand is able to absolve me, yes, and to pardon my former compliance with you. Besides, destroying Apollyon, to speak the truth, I like his service, his wages, his servants, his government, his company, and his country, better than yours. Therefore, cease trying to persuade me further. I am his servant, and I will follow him. Apollyon, consider again what you are likely to meet with along the way that you are now going. You know that, for the most part, his servants come to a wretched end, because they are transgressors against me and my ways. How many of them have been put to shameful deaths? And, besides, you count his service better than mine, but he never delivers any who serve him out of my hands. But as for me, how many times, as all the world very well knows, have I delivered those who have faithfully served me from him either by power or fraud? Just so, I will deliver you. Christian, his refraining to deliver his servants at present, is on purpose to test their love, whether they will cleave to him to the end. You say that they will come to a wretched ending, but in fact, it is most glorious. As for present deliverance, they do not much expect it, for they patiently wait for their triumph, and they shall have it when their king comes in his glory with all of his angels. Apollyon, you have already been unfaithful in your service to him, so why do you think that you will receive his wages? Christian, in what, O Apollyon, have I been unfaithful to him? Apollyon, you were discouraged at first setting out, when you were almost choked in the swamp of despond. You attempted wrong ways to be rid of your burden, whereas you should have waited until your king had taken it off. You sinfully slept and lost your scroll. At the sight of the lions, you were almost persuaded to go back. And when you talked of your journey, and of what you have heard and seen, you were secretly proud of all that you said and did. Christian, all this is true, and much more which you have left out. But the king whom I serve and honor, is merciful and ready to forgive. Besides, I acquired these infirmities in your country, and I have groaned under them, been sorry for them, and have obtained pardon from my king." Then Apollyon broke out into a furious rage, saying, "I am an enemy to this king. I hate his person, his laws, and his people. I have come out on purpose to destroy you.